Hello and welcome to another edition of the Eternal Journey. I'm That Resolves, and today we're going to be taking a look at a deck that y0tta was playing on stream the other day, and this is based around a couple of cards that were recently buffed, well maybe not quite so recently, with the Amaran Stinger, but we've also got the Aeva Or of the Islands Elite, which is going to be pairing together to hopefully make a bunch of extra bodies for us that we can then use a Shimmer Pack to turn into some more Shimmer Packs, and hopefully at that point be able to just kill our opponent. So we're a little bit of a proactive deck. We've got a couple of little synergies within the deck. We've got like Teacher of Humility with Amaran Stinger, so the Destiny interaction with Scorpion Traps plus the Discipline and Weights. We've also got like a nice curve of Teacher of Humility into Great Valley Smuggler because we've drawn an additional card if we've been able to blunt the weights. And we've got Relic in play, so Great Valley Smuggler's got +1/+1. So just a combo deck realistically. Other than that, we've got a couple of pieces from other sort of other decks in here as well. So we've got Dusk, which is a bit of a combo for Cykalis realistically, because that's going to get him for some damage. Also, maybe Eilyn. I mean, the Infiltrator is going to trigger twice, but it's a flyer and just cracking him for 6. But really, the magic with the Dusk here is that, well, when you pull Shimmer Pack out of the market, Shimmer Pack's got Berserk, your opponent's very dead, and that's enough, as well as it just being like Nightfall, because we are playing a bunch of like power generators like Initiate the Sands and stuff like Harrier Merchant and Blacklight, so we can sort of like flood in terms of power. So we just want to keep being able to dig through our deck and just be able to get there. And then the incidental effects of just giving our units that we draw Berserk, just kind of nice. So other than that, let's take this to the ladder. I've not decided if it's going to be a snapshot or if we're going to play like the full 5 games, but when I get a feel for the deck, I'll probably have a bit of a decision point round about game 3 to see whether I want to do another 2 games or if I'd prefer to save time and do a different deck for another video. But it all looks pretty promising from here, so let's get going. So we are on the draw. I think this hand might be one of those ones where you might want to like turn Cykalis into a power. In which case, I'm not sure if I like it. It's a bunch of like Temple Scribes that don't really do anything. We're on the draw, so it's kind of slow. I think we could just do better. And this seems a bunch better, because if our opponent is aggressive, then we get to the 1 Temple Scribe into Amaran Stinger is like an absolute beating. One thing I've found is that Amaran Stinger is a proper beating against like so many of the beatdown decks. And it doesn't matter how many pumps you've got, like eventually the Scorpions will get you. Actually, play that one just gets undepleted, but other than that, we've got a good weekend here. What we've been really making a bit of a change for the better. I am hoping that we get some other new avatars, or whatever these are, obelisks. Let's have a Scribe. I think they've got nothing to worry about. We're just playing some sort of nonsense deck, and they're just going to get him with like double Stinger. And if something dies, we get to play Aeva. So Aeva's actually kind of interesting. This used to cost 5. Was it 4/5? No, it cost, well, 4. It's a 3/4. I think it just makes it a lot more playable, especially now that Shelterwing Rider is probably just like not safe to play anymore. Yeah, I'm just going to Stinger. Even if I put on like Desert Marshals and blocks, we still get like the charge unit. Okay, cool. Well, got some Stingers off. I'm probably going to be Stingering them again next turn then. Which I'm kind of partial to the card now. Like, it is a little bit RNG heavy, but actually, because our opponent might be some sort of control deck here, having 10 units in our opponent's deck that is potentially going to be drawing a lot of cards is kind of nice, because it will insulate us a little bit from like harsh rule, all that sort of nonsense. Initiate Sans stuff we need at this point actually, because we've got Obelisk in place, so our opponent will just draw us free. Oh, our opponent is up to something. They're just like playing that sort of power base. Well, I'm not in the market for messing around. We're just going to try and dead our opponent here. Just play the Obelisk, don't want to play too much into a harsh rule. And then potentially Great Valley next turn. Okay, so they're drawing a Relic, so okay, so our opponent's on some sort of like kind of spicy deck here, I guess. So, Relic Cargo, yeah. So there's the harsh roll, which is kind of fine, realistically. I'm a little bit sad we didn't get to get in there with the Aeva Islands Elite, but... Huh. guess our opponent is probably not playing... Because I kind of want to play Great Valley Smuggler and pick up Shimmerpack just because this will be our chance just to see how cool it is. We could also get like Passage Veins because our opponent's deck is obviously sort of like relic based, given what they were up to. I think that let's get rid of Permafrost and we'll get Shimmerpack because we'll get Berserk Shimmerpack, which is kind of cool. And they're all like 2-10 away from it. So now our opponent's given us a couple of 2-2s, so we shouldn't need removal now anyway. But yeah, I generally just wanted to get the Shimmerpack just to show you the interaction, because I'm pretty sure they'll just win this game. But now you can see that Shimmerpack is going to have Berserk. If this game lasts long enough for this to actually do anything, it will turn our board into a bunch of 4/4 base stats with Berserk. So it's like vanquishing like our one unit here, which is, I'm sure. I'm just going to leave our opponent at 1. I don't think they... There's no point really doing anything here. I wouldn't mind, like, if we had like a Nightfall enabling here, it'd be cool. Let's ping our opponent down for the final one. Don't see what our opponent can do. Yeah, so that was it really. We'll just beat our opponent down. And generally got to spend a turn not doing anything just by grabbing the Shimmerpack just for science. Okay, so we're on the play now. And we've... I don't really like Initiate on 2 after a Crest. That's not really my kind of jam, and especially don't have double time. So I think it's just a redraw. I think we can actually be a little bit quicker. Ooh, well, I think Cykalis into Cykalis is probably good. I will not be playing those Cykalis as power because we've got the 4th power of Acolyte anyway. There seems to be a reason to, because these are genuinely just really good threats. I suppose playing some sort of like whatever Praxis deck. Maybe actual Praxis, maybe Praxis tokens. If it's Praxis tokens, I still feel like Cykalis is pretty good. Cool, right on time initiative this hands. Great job. We'll grab a Primal. I think our only double Primal spell is going to be Aeva and like Shimmerpack later on. But I'd rather just have it started, because if we just like drew an Aeva next turn, I'd probably want to play it. Because I would attack this into Grenadines if we drew Aeva, just to get the tribute effect. So what's going pretty big here. Well, I was going to play Cykalis. Attack our opponent. Our opponent wants to block this with anything. I'm sort of fine because it reduces the amount of things that's on our opponent's board. And that's generally where you do want to be, because our opponent does have things like Rally and Obelisk, and if they want to take the extra 2, that's fine, because they've taken 7 this turn and they'll take 12 next turn. It's pretty close to dead realistically. We also get to play the Initiate next turn, so... is this Rally killing us? Probably just a 9, which is kind of risky. So next turn, we can't Sky Party yet. We'll be using Sky Party at some point just to preserve some life. Opponent could have gone about Obliterate. That's probably a good shout from them if that's what they did. I'm just going to be aggressive. I'm going to attack them with this one because then they can't chomp. It's probably... I probably should attack this one, who knows. Well, let's chuck the Initiate here. And then we can probably kill them with the Obelisk, I guess. Do some amount of blocks here. 2-1. Block the power. Block this. So, another rally from the market. Yeah, that kills us. Well, sad. Well, we probably won't be able to... I mean... If we're a little bit quicker in terms of power, able to play the Sky Pie. Sky Pie does a job because that really helps you to sort of keep on track. But, well, these games are quick at least, so if you want to play this in the ladder, you want to like grind, it seems like a wise one to pick, because we're like 9 minutes in, we've explained the deck and played 2 games. Seems good for a mobile play at least. Okay, so on the draw, and here's just a hand where we would turn Cykalis. I think we'll keep this, and I think we'll decide about Cykalis like on our turn. Obviously, if we draw a power, like, it's fine, because we'll just Mind Stinger our opponent, and then we'll just play Acolyte the next turn to set up for the Cykalis. Okay, so as we've drawn Dusk Raider, I'm not going to play Cykalis because this will draw us an additional card because of Nightfall. And if we whiff, we're in rough shape. But I think that as soon as it gets a free power, we're in good shape, so I'm sort of happy. Okay, so far, nearly whiffed. We've got 2 looks at for the power next turn. If it's depleted, that's going to kind of stink realistically, but I guess that's just like the risk we take. Okay, cool. So we managed to get away with it. That's going to play Stinker then. I'm so happy with like how many charge units there are in time now. Especially because you can sort of like put them in like an aggressive Elysian deck as we've done now. Or maybe you could put like a Xenan deck eventually when there's just like enough of them just to like, because Dark turning these is pretty spicy. Dark Spider point is well, they didn't come to mess about. Well, I guess we're playing Waystone. This is probably a matchup that doesn't really care about our life total from the 1-1. If our opponent just trades here, that's fine. Obviously this block here is bad, so they don't do that. Yeah. We're the queen of 1-1 Deadlist, I'll have you know. That's why we're playing the Alliance Nigger. This is kind of interesting, like, it got buffed obviously to put 5 into the top 20. I feel just allow it. Because we can go and grab.
Fresh kills make the best pelts.
Grab Equivocate. And then get to crack our opponent for a further 5. They get like some random 4-drop, which is like fine. Then if they play like another real Vara, I might just like. No, I'm fine, because if they play another Vara, I could even let them not sack, and then I play Obelisk, and both of these would be lethal, so they'd have to block, but both of them would also kill it, would they? No, this would just be a 5-5, because it'd get +1 from the Relic and +1 from the Obelisk, so in that case, I will sacrifice there. In which case, we get to go off, because we attack here, our opponent probably blocks. Yeah, that makes sense. And then we get to play Aeva, which, you know, is good, because it draws us a card. Also, I really like these. I think I was saying this in like the reanimated video, because in the reanimated video the other day, I was talking about some of the buffs, and oh, cool. Well, I thought can't block that. Just seems bad, but they probably have to, because So if we Obelisk it, we get 4, 5, 6. It's a threat in 8. I think it's kind of fine, isn't it? Yeah. Because we're just going to play like a bunch of Cloud Snakes. Just win next turn if our opponent isn't a Harshwell deck. And like Harshwell's kind of rough with Mystic Ascendant. Okay, well if they're trading there, yeah, maybe that's what they've got going on. So I think I'll just play cards that replace themselves. So our Acolyte grabs a Primal for whatever reason. And then just play Scribe to replace itself. I'd also play Classic action, because this will be enough to kill our opponent with the Obelisk. But also, every card replace themselves, so if we do get like harsh ruled, it's not the end of the world. Okay, so Hidden Road Smuggler 4 rule is... It's kind of okay, to be honest. What do we have here? Do we just go and grab a Dissociate? Oh, could grab Vault. Yeah, Vault seems pretty good, actually. Unless our opponent's not got a harsh rule in there. It'll be interesting. I mean, so if they've got harsh rule in there, they've not got one in the main deck. So we get to play this game where our opponent's at 8 with like 3 cards in hand and hasn't got, or 2 cards in hand at the time, hasn't got any other sweepers like in the deck. Oh, Regency was fine. Yeah, you got me. So they probably like Permafrost and Obelisk both kill our opponent, I think. So we Perma here, we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 exactly. So just wall pop on it. Yeah, cool. So the game's been really quick, so I'm actually going to do the full 5 games in this, rather than it be a snapshot where I just play 3. Just do a regular video, because then I'll actually still have time to do like another one later on. So yeah, good by me. Okay, so we get an early teacher maybe. We're on the play, so teachers on the play great. we get to Crest to try and find like something to be able to turn the Seat of Wisdom on. And we get Teacher into Great Valley. But if we miss, does the hand just stink too much? And I think the hand might kind of stink, but I want to see this happen, like Teacher into Smuggler, so I will keep it just based upon that. And then I guess we've got like, let's get the deck list up somewhere. We might have been discard. So we'll Crest here. Show how many undepleted powers we've got. Well, no, we'll start want to keep Amaran Stinger just because it's really good after Teacher. So I'm being greedy keeping it. I'm putting ourselves a turn behind, but I think it might be worth it. Just because obviously just like all of these things together is like a really high synergy. If this is like Mono Justice, I'll be happy. Yes. Snapping it off. Justice Sigil into like Lingering Influence, that's like Mono Justice. So I'm fine with that. And I guess it doesn't really matter which of the powers we're going to play because we are just going to play a 2-drop next turn. If we draw like another plate power, I might Amaran Stinger them first. Yeah, but we don't, so just play Teacher. I just play the banner out of order there, generally to sort of conceal like whether we've got anything exciting. I do like to, in those positions, just we're going to attack off the trade, off of the bump. In those sort of positions, I generally like to hide that I've got something that will do something. So, say you had a torch in hand, I'd prefer to play like the Legion banner down so I didn't reveal I had a fast spell. It's generally kind of minor. It's got Sheriff Marley, which is a nuisance. Realistically, we've not got a power in the market, so we don't need that. Do we just go and grab Temple Scribe? I think we do. Cool, so Temple Scribe out. We'll play Dusk Raider. This will give our units Berserk, but it'll also mean our opponent draws an additional card, which means there's more chance of being a Scorpion Trap. Of course, Scorpion Trap's the first one, but like, whatever. So now the Scorpion is able to block this or whatever. We're not going to be able to get through the 4/4, which is kind of a nuisance. I've got Aegis, so that's kind of good against us. But I think that I might just go and get Bottom Praxis. Oh, actually, we've just got 2 Berserk Cycalises, so plans changed. Try and 10 our opponent. They get to game 3 next turn, which is like fine. But we get to do this again next turn, and that's kind of scary for our opponent, really. So they do get to use Lurid Influence actually to try and dodge our wasps, but well, not wasps, these scorpions. But once I've got 1 out, and we've only got 1 threatening plate, it's fine, really. Because we do get to attack for 15 next turn anyway.
Mercy isn't really my strong suit.
Okay, well, Berserk Initiative sounds, taste it. Given our opponent has got 1 power up, which means they can't give this endurance. So they can block 2 big things, so maybe block this, and then they need to take like a punch. Actually, I'm gonna ace base with everyone. And give this Berserk, because I think this very nearly does it. So we've got a Fire Style somewhere, like sure. That exhausts most of the blockers, so we get to put them to 1. We get to go to 4 now because of the Unseen Commando, which is kind of tedious. Which is fine. We do have to like do something about that though. If we drop power, which we do. I'm just going to Equivocate this, I think. Oh, wrong one. Just get rid of this and grab and Equivocate. And I think I'm going to leave it at that in case our opponent puts like a weapon on this, means we're able to blow it out with the Equivocate. And then we'll be able to just like crack back to our opponent or whatever. Okay, so they're going deep here. Just that, yeah. We'll turn that into whatever nonsense. My opponent's got Protect, then like, sure. That would punish us for not doing it on our turn. But our opponent sort of like being able to sneak out of this.
Just reattach this.
Classic. Well, let's play Temple Scribe. Ooh, got another Cykalis next turn, so that'll do.
You're a sad
not attacking with this because now it just gets blocked by the 2-1, which seems bad for us. But we're pretty live for a lot of things here. Valkyrie forced to turn this into a non-deadly. Sure. Obelisk does that do it. Turns everything big. Let's Skype by. Opponent can get Crown Watch standard, perhaps, to gain some lives with the Valkyrie Enforcer. But they probably want to do that defensively just because that blows out a little bit more. Actually, opponent can't kill us with this, can we? So we play Obelisk and just like attack them with a bunch of things. We either get to draw a bunch of cards or kill them. That seems good. Probably don't kill them. Honestly, I'm just having a good time. I'm not counting exactly. I believe that it is inaccurate to say math is for blockers, but definitely, like, I find some sort of tranquility in allowing math to be for blockers. So let them figure it out. Let's go back to -1. So, maths for blockers, I probably figured out the best way and it wasn't enough, so yeah, let's leave it to the blockers. Oh, the big leagues now. Starting to play against their top hundreds. So this would be a hand where you would actually just like place Cykalis as a power, but we've got the option to redraw, so I think that we should. And this is kind of a stinker, but we can play Initiate. Maybe I won't touch it. Okay, so we'll keep that. Because we'll keep that, I'm going to play Teacher of Humility, and then the turn after, maybe I'll play the Initiate. Okay, so maybe we are playing against Reanimator, which is rough because that deck, aside from being absurd, is also, yeah, with Challenge Contract, is also playing 4 Suffocates.
What are you gonna do?
Whoa. Yeah, this is rough. Well, our opponent just chumps, so we are going to Permafrost this, just to definitely get this on them. So the weights, yeah, we'll just Crest and play Initiate. We just need to try and kill our opponent as quickly as possible. Because they can turn 5 you, and you will die. And they can actually turn 5 us given this, just because Vara into Azendel is just like, so rough. So we can get Dissociate. The weight's doing some work here. We can just go and grab Dissociate, and that's probably kind of okay, isn't it? So we don't need it yet. I think for now we're just like Cykalis plus this. I don't want to give our opponent opportunities to like make preferable trades, because like the 2-1's already doing its work. And now they sort of feel priced into blocking the 5-2 with the 2-1 next turn.
You buying or not?
Okay, so if they miss on power, I'd be incredibly happy, because then we don't need to aggressively go and get Dissociate. Okay, so Saddle's kind of bad for us. I didn't want that. So let's just get Reply, and we'll get Dissociate, and then we'll just attack with these. Again, we sort of have to keep this back now because I believe we'd lose the power on their turn. I'm not quite sure how it works, but I'd just rather know what's going on. Because this is put into the hand, they don't draw it, which is kind of rough. But it's still going to make it cost like $1 million. Yeah, so we'll just go for the Grasping here. We'll just make it cost like $1 million. Then we'll just try and kill our opponent before anything nonsense happens. So we're only attacking for free, but I won't want to play that. We won't be able to play that version of the Harassment Shadows for quite some time now. So ideally, our opponent has to draw some cards and Wasps come out. So the great thing with Spotterfolk is that Spotterfolk interacts very favourably with our traps.
What are you gonna do?
Yep, so our opponent's got like an... How much more does it cost actually? So it costs 3 more, so it costs 5, so it now costs 8. So I guess we just like ace space with everything. Probably going to make some blocks, but if this gets through, we're very happy. I might want this to come through just because they get to draw an extra card and that's going to draw the power, but maybe they actually think they probably just don't. So they just take 2, go to 5. Yeah, just get this just like an additional body. Get Primal Sigil. I keep this in hand because there's no reason for us to. Oh, nice. So the Echo card's going to cost more. There's no reason to play this because if you draw a Merchant, you might want to just get like Equivocate or Passage or some sort of nonsense. Held Song ain't great here, so I think we win. But can't be too sure, you know. Just our opponent is playing like absolutely absurd busted deck, so we'll let them tell us that they can't win. Okay, so great. So I managed to get there. Okay, so as you can tell, I did enjoy this deck. Generally, I think now the plan for the channel is that when I'm covering other people's decks or just something that I'm not too sure about, I generally do prefer to do it in like a snapshot form, which is just going to be like the free games, especially because that means that I can fit those games in a lot easier. So I do like a free games of like they've done did like Xenan sites, and they can also do like free games with something else. And the 2 free game videos are generally about the same size as 1 5 game. This one actually the games was really quick, so I've got like 30 minutes on the clock, and we played 5 games. So this was actually just a perfect deck for that. But yeah, this deck seems cool. I'm actually sort of interested to see more of Aeva because I think this card's actually really good. You know, 4 power 3/4s with some text are generally format defining in this game. Maybe this isn't going to be, but it's still kind of powerful. I like the infiltrate ability a lot, like the tribute, because tribute can happen. This can be kind of a nice follow-up to Cykalis because like first turn, like Cykalis just doesn't get blocked, and the next turn Cykalis gets blocked by whatever and will just die. And then you get to sort of like draw 4 cards off Aeva. As I was saying in the video, Aeva's really good with merchants, but I think that most of the merchants you can play for Aeva suck. But because we're playing this in an Elysian deck, we actually get a Smuggler, which is really cool because then we've just got like a much more powerful merchant. Obviously, Great Valley Smuggler, I think, is perhaps like maybe one of the worst smugglers for now. Until we get to see the Stone Scar one, which is probably just going to be an absolute stain. But for now, I think it's the worst one, but I think it's still better than some of the regular merchants, like the Winchester merchant, stuff like that. But yeah, this is cool. Probably not going to make another video tonight, but maybe one tomorrow. Been thinking about doing something with like Mind Link and Caldarian Cradle, which is probably just a bit of a meme because it ends up being like 4 colours. But yeah, I might have a look at the ECL, whatever it is, this weekend, like ETS, see if there's any cool decks and pick one tomorrow. But other than that, thanks for watching. I'm No Resolves. See you around.